friends, it's Josh coming to you with another episode of the Affiliate Marketing Show. Today we have a legend in the affiliate marketing space, an inventor, but more notably, the CEO and founder of A4D. Please help me welcome to the show, Jason Akatiff. Jason, what's up, man?
Woo! What's going on, Josh? Thanks for having me. I feel like there's a crowd out there, but really we're all on house arrest here for the coronavirus. So I'll have to cheer for myself.
Is this your home that we're looking at?
No, this is my office. So.
Okay, that's pretty nice setup you got there. Yeah. So, what part of you're in San Diego still, or where are you at now?
Yeah, I'm Carlsbad, which is a coastal city in San Diego, about 30 minutes north of downtown. So kind of a little suburb, beachy type city. Great place to live.
Well, I'm very excited to have you as a guest on the show. You were one of the first people I definitely thought of asking. So thank you so much for doing this.
Sure. Happy.
Let's get right into the first question here. I'd love to know, before A4D, before the affiliate marketing space, what were you doing? Some jobs that you worked, and that'll kind of segue into where we are today.
Sure. I mean, I did a bunch of stuff, but everything from building houses and commercial buildings and parking lots with my family, to I was a waiter for 4 years. Then I ran a small mortgage signing company where I'd go notarize people and go through all their loan docs. And then after that, I had another, after that, I decided I couldn't grow that business to the scale I wanted to. So I went and took a job in sales. I had actually read Rich Dad, Poor Dad and Cash Flow Quadrant. And I was like, if I want to be a real good business owner, I need to learn sales. And hold on one sec. Let me just tell that person I'll call him back. So I went to get a job at selling franchises for Blimpie International and another franchise chain, and then ultimately got laid off, and was kind of doing this a little bit on the side, not real seriously, but back in 2003, and then once I got laid off, moved into doing online stuff.
Yeah. So how did you find your way into the online stuff, but more specifically the affiliate marketing industry?
When I've always been a very curious person, and, back in 2002, 2003, kind of stumbled across a book that said I could make money on the internet. It was called Search Engine Cloaker. And, it was a way to, feed the search engine to keywords they wanted, and then, send people to AdSense, and then ultimately got banned from AdSense. So then moved into affiliate marketing in fairly short order. But that book had a forum involved with it. It had some scripts that were in Perl, which was like the predecessor to PHP. And it came with this, I don't know, it's probably 100-page ebook PDF. And, it cost $35. I probably made $100 back using that system. But really what that did is it, kind of sparked something and showed me that I could make money on the internet. And also it put me into a group of individuals in the forum that I could talk with and bounce ideas off of. And, probably if it was just me and the book by myself, I would have done it, struggled, maybe I would have given up. But I was talking to people every day that were actually having success, had the ability to ask them questions. They were giving me advice, giving me direction. And then I went from that forum to a forum called Blog to Rank, which was like an automated blogging tool back in the day for Black Hat SEO, and then to Syndicate, then to Wickedfire, then to Stack That Money. And really, I run some small Telegram groups on the e-com side now, where I do most of my networking like that, but always have had a strong group of people around me where we're sharing ideas and information. So that definitely had motivated me to keep pressing on and pursuing.
So you keep pressing on, you keep pursuing. How do we get to the foundation of A4D? What was the beginning stages of that like? And maybe some insight you could share with our viewers in terms of starting your own company, the challenges associated with that, but specifically, you know, the foundation of A4D. How did that all come together?
Well, A4D was not ever intended to be an affiliate network. So, you know, I figured out a bunch of different ways in order to make money online, you know, via whether it's, you know, Black Hat SEO or media buying or whatever it might be. And then I wound up with about, I couldn't do them all. I couldn't execute them all. So what I would do is either bring the money or the resources, that is tech resources or IP addresses or whatever else I needed at the time in order to be successful. Then I'd go find somebody that I thought was a good executor. Maybe that person was a coder, which was most of them. And then I'd say, here's what we're going to build. Here, I've already proofed it out. Here's how it works. Here's the resources to get it done. So then I had these project partners. They all worked separately. I worked with each of them separately. And, you know, we'd do a 50-50 split on the deal. And they'd kind of run the day-to-day of it. And then I'd manage the business development and resource management side. That, you know, we worked with 4 or 5 different networks at the time. The primary one was Copiac, but then we were looking for offers in other spaces. So then what happened was I had like 7 partners and then 5 networks, and then you got 35 different affiliate accounts that you got to manage and reconcile. And, you know, so I was like, oh, okay. My friend Rick Regario, who was the cousin of Mike Krongle, who ran Copiac, had set up a little network, and he was selling it for 20 grand. So I was like, oh, I'll just grab that. And then I'll be able to manage, you know, all this stuff much easier. Little did I know that network had a pretty terrible reputation and sent a lot of fraud, a lot of incentivized traffic, didn't pay a lot of bills, whatever. And so then I actually had to dig out of that hole, which took me quite a while. But at the time, I was a moderator on Wikidfire, which was the largest affiliate forum. There's probably 100,000 affiliates on there, maybe 10,000 actually active, which was quite good at the time. And a bunch of people had found out that I had a network platform. And then it's not like today, you know, network platforms cost, you know, 10 grand a month or 15 grand a month. It's not like Has Offers or, you know, all these other platforms that you can get in for $1,000 and anybody can have a network platform. It was a totally different time. And, you know, I think a lot of times when I talk to people, you know, there's a loss on people that is, they don't really understand what it was like back in that time. There was no forums really. There a few small ones, you know, OfferVault was around. Like there was OfferVault, there was a few forums. There was, you know, some ebooks, but for the most part, there was very few people doing this business. I never actually physically met somebody in real life that was doing internet marketing for almost 3 years of being in this business. It was just people in a forum. And then I went to my first affiliate summit in Las Vegas, and it was like 30 booths, but you know, that was kind of a game changer for me. I was like, oh, this is a real business with people in it and booths, and you know, then it became very real for me at that point in time. So, and then, you know, from there we kind of tripped and stumbled into the Nutra free trial space. You know, I'm still a guy working from home, you know, have a network. I'm doing business development. I'm doing sales. I'm doing affiliate management. I'm doing accounting. I'm doing, you name it, I did it all. Mm-hmm. And very quickly, you know, when we had about 2,000 affiliates join from Wikidfire, and I had to go start hiring people really quickly. We had 2 people on the kitchen table, kind of face to face with computers.
Yeah.
Back in the day with CRT monitors, and you know, and I just remember one day my wife comes home, and they're sitting there at our kitchen table, and I look at her, and I think to myself, I'm like, I better get an office. So yeah. Then that's really when I first got my first office, was probably around I think it was December of 2008, which in A4D was, I started my portion of it in I think August of 2008.
So let's fast forward a couple years to
Yeah.
today. Tell us a little bit about A4D. Let's pretend I know nothing about you guys.
Yeah.
For the affiliates watching this episode, what should they know about A4D? What do you guys specialize in?
A4D has specialized in a lot of things over the years. We were probably one of the first and largest free trial Nutra networks back in 2008 to 2012, and then got sued by the Federal Trade Commission in 2012, and then got out of that. So then started doing a lot in the lead gen space. We do, auto lead gen, auto insurance lead gen, auto loan lead gen, mortgage, refi stuff, you name it. We do a lot in the legal, class action, mass tort space. So we kind of live in that lead gen part of the world. We do quite a bit in e-commerce, and we've been working more and more with guys with Shopify stores and direct-to-consumer brands, and building that segment of the business. And then the other large piece of our business is financial newsletters. These are like Agora Financial, Stansberry, Morning Press, Motley Fool, all these different partners that sell investment advice. So we do a lot of user generation. It's sale, typically a sale, like a $50 annual newsletter subscriber. We get to sign up to their list for some kind of promo that they monetize on the back end. And that's really been our sweet spot over the last couple of years now.
Yeah, well, you've seen. Oh, go ahead if you're not done.
Oh, I was just saying on the network business and the A4D side. But yeah, we've done almost everything. I stay away from crypto. Anything. What are they, like options and all that stuff that's kind of, I don't know. Some of it's actually just pure theft where they're just actually stealing from people.
Right.
They're like, oh, send us 10 grand, and then they take 5 of it as a commission or whatever.
Right.
And the user loses 5 grand. So, we try and stay to things that actually provide a good user experience. The customers are ultimately happy with the product and service that they're getting on the other side. My days of making money just for making money's sake, and it doesn't matter who gets hurt in the process. I'll be honest, in 2008 and that time, I was working out of my house, and I didn't even think about those things. But, part of my thing now is like, I have enough money. I want to do, create things that people like and create experiences people like and do good in the world, more than just make money. There's ways to do good things and also make money at the same time. You don't actually have to steal from people or abuse people or, run drive-by SMS installs or, all of a sudden something shows up on somebody's bill and they don't know why it's there. Like I want nothing to do with that business. Or anything that resembles it. It's just pure theft.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm really curious with your next answer to this question coming up. You've been in the industry from the beginning, it sounds like. I'm assuming you got a long way to go. Where do you see the industry heading, especially with the current situation, but even bigger than the current situation, maybe, before it even started? Where do you see this industry heading over the next few years, and how can people prepare to adjust with those changing trends?
So I like to talk about Facebook because we buy a lot on Facebook. We probably buy 100,000, 150,000 a day on Facebook ourselves. And anything, Facebook, thinking about your partnerships and who you work with and being in alignment with the traffic sources, being in alignment. And I know a lot of stuff in the affiliate world is like, well, I'm just going to try and cloak them or do whatever just to get my money. And, we've established really good working relationships with Facebook. And they want to create a great user experience because they want their users to buy from Facebook again. So if somehow their users feel that they got screwed over by clicking an ad on Facebook and somebody stole from them or, something really bad happened, their probability that they're going to buy something on Facebook again goes down each and every time that happens. So, they're mostly concerned about retaining their users. So also, that's going to hurt their user retention. So, I talk about things in the sense, and we think about things in the sense of the future is, how do I do something that Facebook's actually going to like? There's an antenna offer running around out there that says you get, all these channels and HD television, and it just doesn't deliver on the claims that are made in the user experience. So then somebody clicks on that ad on Facebook, they buy that thing, they get it, and then they're upset. Now they associate that upsetness with Facebook. And so, at least to me, and you can always go find push traffic or, shady email traffic or shady SMS traffic to push your questionable offers. But anybody that wants to build a real business that's substantial and sustainable, needs to be in alignment with the traffic sources. And, another thing that I often see is, ultimately affiliates are lazy, right? And I'm lazy. We're all lazy. And I still associate myself as an affiliate, but, with, oh gosh, what was I saying? Oftentimes these offers are more difficult on the front end. They're more difficult to figure out than I'm just going to copy an Oprah lander, or, I saw something super egregious the other day. It was like, this immune booster, prevents you from getting coronavirus. Just straight up lie,
Yeah,
right? And really, really bad stuff. And sure, that's easy to run and easy to convert, but ultimately you're not a marketer. That's not marketing, right? So marketing's, it's taking, like we're running this toothpaste on Shopify for a merchant right now. It's a Shopify store that is a toothpaste brand, and we're doing very well with it. It took some work on the front end in order to get it right, and it takes some skill and some time and some testing, but ultimately we don't lose Facebook accounts when we run stuff like that. We don't lose Facebook accounts. We don't have issues, and that builds a stable foundation inside of the business. Because if you have a stable foundation where you don't lose accounts and you have stuff that can run consistently, and you just need to nurture it, and you have a team and you stack that on top of one another, and you get another one of those and another one of those, all of a sudden you've got a base of business that's stable and you can build around. My early career as an affiliate was, okay, I got a big win. Okay, it all went away. I got to start over again. Okay, I got a big win, and I got to start over again. And that was number one, by laziness, and then number two, not wanting to put the work in order to figure out the thing that's harder to run, and not focusing on being a better marketer rather than just trying to make money. If you just try and make money, then you'll continue to chase that. If you focus on, I want to be a better marketer and I want to learn more and be more effective, then you can become good at running the other stuff.
Yeah, my next question was, what would be, some advice you would give to a new affiliate? But I think you just answered that. Basically, just focus on being a better marketer instead of just making the quick buck. Would that be a good summary to that question, or is there something else you want to?
Number one, so there's two people I see really successful in this space. Number one is great creative, people that become fantastic copywriters because they can sell really well. The other group of people I see very successful in this space is very good data analytics people that understand where opportunities are in the data set and optimize towards those things, and they're good at pattern recognition and finding stuff. So, there was two skills that I think are the most important. A lot of people talk about, a green button versus an orange button versus go read any, old school Gary Halbert stuff on copywriting. A headline will beat any of that stuff. A good headline will beat any of that stuff tenfold, time and time again. So, people get lost in, website speed's important. These things are important, but not nearly as important as a web page that really sells. Something with good product market fit. So there's a user group that this solves a problem for and they love it. These are the things that I would personally recommend people focusing on.
So when you
Because
guys
I think,
get, oh, I was just going to say to comment right on that, when you guys get
yeah,
new affiliate applications, what are some of the qualities that you're looking for in terms of granting them into the program?
sure. One of the main things is somebody that's got a plan. So, what's your goals? Where are you trying to get to? Why did you get into affiliate marketing? And then, what's your goals? If your goal is to make $100, it's probably, we are a full service network. So all of our affiliates that are actively running are actively talking to on a one-on-one relationship with somebody via Skype, and getting advice and being helped and stuff like this. So, we're an American company. It costs a lot to employ those people. So, we've got to make sure that somebody is in alignment that, this is something that they really want to do and they have some goals set around it and they're willing to, they've got some, if they wanted to be a media buyer, you better have some capital to invest, to do some testing, to get some data back. Because if you're going to have $500 and you're going to buy some ads and it's your first time, you're probably going to lose that $500 95% of the time. So it's how do you spend that money efficiently, get the data analytics back from and to make the decisions to go on to the next step and learn something, iterate and improve, iterate and improve, iterate and improve. And maybe the first time you do it, you spend out of that $500 or $1,000 or whatever it might be, you spend $50 and you look at a little data, or you spend $100 and you look at a little data and you try and make some at least base level decisions. And then you do your next batch and your next batch. So, really somebody with a goal and somebody with somewhat of a process driven approach to success. This isn't gambling. This isn't, hey, I'm going to throw up an ad and put some money after it and hope it works. We want people that are treating this as a serious business and would like to be in it for the long haul and have a plan.
Speaking of success, I associate you as one of the most successful people in this industry. I'm sure a lot of other people do as well. And I'm not just saying that, I mean that. But how do you define success? I think a lot of people would love to hear your opinion on that.
Tony Robbins talks about our driving question. Everybody, has kind of a driving question. And for me, and a core personality trait, my driving question is, how do I get the maximum result with the littlest amount of effort? That's my driving question. And then I know what makes me happy is learning and growing and learning new things. And what that leads to for me, success looks like when I take on a really large challenge and it's really difficult. Like I built a video game company at one point, didn't ultimately wind up to be successful from a financial standpoint, but I learned so much through the process that I think that was very successful. And that's allowed me to build an e-commerce company that'll probably do 50 million this year. We'd target to do maybe 120 or 150 next year, e-com product company. So success for everybody, I think, is different. I remember talking with this guy back in the day, and his success was he took a train ride out. He was on the train 3 hours a day, and that's what he had to do. He was taking the train to Chicago. And success to him was to get to the point where he no longer had to take the train to Chicago. Like that was his driving thing. For me, it's building cool stuff and saying, I built that, I sold that, I built that over there. That's really fun stuff for me. And then, the other thing I love is, to be able to, I feel I can have a conversation with almost anybody in any business in the world and listen and understand and add value, whether that's an oil mining facility or, kind of one of my goals, So once I build the product e-commerce company, I'd like to sell on my bucket list. I'd like to sell that for over $1 billion, in the next 3 to 4 years. And then after that, I'd like to take that money and put together a small private equity fund and then go do a turnaround on a brand. Like, think of Toys R Us. It'd be great to go buy Toys R Us, or maybe it's Sears, or maybe it's JCPenney's, or maybe
Right.
it's some old iconic brand that, has fallen. Go buy that up, turn it around, and then turn it into, a real viable company. So these things are what's interesting to me, is the challenge of creating and building, and things that are taking on things that are really, really hard, and then finding success with them. When I started the product company, I knew nothing about logistics or sourcing or product development or cash flow management for that. So that was interesting to me. That it was super hard and I didn't know anything about it is what made it interesting, and really what drives me. And continuing to take on those challenges and succeeding at them, is what success really looks like for me.
Yeah, I know you've made a ton of investments in your day. I'm curious, what's one of the best investments you ever made, whether it was a company, a physical product, or even just a change in the way of your thinking, something that, our viewers might be able to apply to their own lives?
Sure. This one's really easy for me. I started as an individual affiliate, a solopreneur all by myself. And, I had never managed people or really even worked with other people from like a management or boss level perspective. I still am uncomfortable with the word boss. Like I see myself as the equal most of the time, even though I know that I'm not. So really understanding operations in a business, and valuing the ability for somebody to come in and build standard operating procedures, measurements, these things, and then giving them the freedom and the space that allows them to do that. Early on in my business building career, and this probably was almost 5 years, I really only valued people that brought revenue into the company, right? So we were a company of all affiliate managers and BDs and some accounting at a very minimal perspective, but there was no other operations inside of the company. And I, as the entrepreneur, kept thinking, oh, I'm going to build it. I'm going to build it. I'm going to build it. The day I realized that I am the wrong guy to build that stuff, because my passion is new things and figuring stuff out. And I talk about, getting the boulder to move from 0 to 1. Once it's moving and it's already got momentum, it becomes much less interesting to me. And I want to go take on something that's new and different, yet another hard challenge. That understanding and really valuing operational aspects of business, and paying those people well, and making sure there's infrastructure there to support the team, and valuing the operational side of the business as highly as the sales and money making side of the business was really a transformational point for me. And I would assume for a lot of your viewers, if they really want to build companies, they need to have people that do the operations, because ultimately, for me, number one, I don't like it. Number two, the ROI on my time is low. I can go figure out how to make us a bunch of money, but most of the time, unless there's a strong operational person backing me, I'll get it going, I'll get that rock moving, and then it'll all fall apart. So, building systems where I can get the momentum started, and then hand it off to an operational person, tell them what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, have them hire the team, train the team, build the systems around it, and then it can run from there. Wow, changed my life. And if you have any viewers that are, started in business first and weren't just scrappy affiliates, or, worked in real companies, which I did not, they're going to go like, well, yeah, of course. But, from my perspective, that was transformational for me. The other piece of that was, really hiring staff and understanding that staff are not a cost if they are hired the right way. Staff should make you money. So a lot of people will go, well, I'm making $300,000 a year. If I hire this person at $70,000, now I'm making $230,000 a year. And if you're hiring somebody and expecting to make $230,000 a year, you're doing something wrong. Mm-hmm. Even if that's an operational person, great. Then yes, maybe that person costs $150,000 a year. So what? If you can spend twice as much time doing the thing that makes money, now you make 600,000 a year rather than 300,000 a year. Well, minus the 150, so 450,000 a year. So net, you're making more money. And as you build teams and structures and culture inside of businesses, it's really important for entrepreneurial people, especially that are out there that are solopreneurs, to understand. Don't think about hiring people as a cost. Think about hiring people as, what of your time is it going to free up, and how is it going to allow you to get to much bigger places. And I hired a lot of wrong people over the years, and I did a lot of really bad management. It took me a long time to become decent at it, and I'm still not great. It's probably my weakest point, is being a manager. But I definitely understand the value of great managers, and really do appreciate them.
Yeah, let's do one or two more here before we let you go. What would
Sure.
be some advice you would give to either someone who's getting ready to enter the real world out of school, or maybe someone who is changing directions with their career at this very moment? But what would you tell them, things they should focus on, and things maybe they should focus less on?
Sure. I think this is a great question. So if we take younger people, say they're in their early 20s, everybody's in a hurry to become an entrepreneur, and I often advise against that, right? I think it's an admirable trait to want to build a business, and I'm a business builder. However, building and running a business requires a bunch of skills. It's understanding finance, it's understanding sales, it's understanding operations, it's understanding whatever it is. And people often think of running a business as, oh, I'm doing affiliate marketing and I'm making some money on affiliate marketing. That's not running a business. That's a hustle. So often people that I mentor that are younger, and I just help some people here and there. This is not like, I don't take money to mentor or anything like that, but people ask me for advice quite often. I say, hey, why don't you take the next 3 to 5 years of your life? Just, you want to run a business, it's great. Figure out the skill sets you need to be great at running a business. So go work in a finance department for a little while and reconcile accounting statements or what have you. Then go work in sales for a little while. And the faster the iterations on the skill set, the better. So go work in a call floor where you take 100 calls a day, and you'll get your sales skills up much faster than if you take 3 calls a day. And go do that for 6 months. And the only point of this is people are always asking for mentors and people to learn from and stuff like that. And it's like, this is what a job is if you do it right. You can go work for somebody. They're going to actually pay you to mentor you and learn that skill. And I think there's a really big disconnect in the entrepreneurial world, that is, jobs are bad. Jobs are not bad at all. Like, I've had lots of people that were here in my companies that worked here, did great jobs, made us tons of money, learned a bunch of skills, and went and built a company at some point. That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing for us, and that's not a bad thing for them. And so, if you're young and you're listening to this video, I highly recommend you talk to an entrepreneur that runs a real businesses and ask them, what skills are important for you to be successful? And then you go take jobs and roles in those things, over the next early years of your life, and you start to build your tool chest of things you know how to do, rather than starting a business, not knowing what it should look like, and then making tons and tons of mistakes along the way. This will reduce some of them, and this will accelerate your growth much faster once you do start that business.
I'm sure you have a long list of answers for this final question, but I'm really curious, what is your favorite achievement so far? Or maybe, a few of your top ones that stick out to you.
I'm proud of building A4D. I'm proud of getting sued by the Federal Trade Commission, still paying everybody, never missing a payment to anybody, and running a business that stable and successful in that way, and making sure that affiliates were well taken care of. Because you got to remember, I started as an affiliate for 4.5 years. I knew the pain of back in that. We were our slogan was, by affiliates for affiliates. And at that point in time, all the affiliate networks were these big black boxes that didn't interact with affiliates at all. And granted, it's a very different time now. But back then, the affiliate was the bad guy. They were disrespected. Nobody appreciated them. They'd just hold your payment without telling you anything. And these types of ways business was done. And, so I am proud that, maybe I had a piece of changing the industry to be more affiliate centric, because I think, to me, any affiliate that's willing to go spend their money, send traffic to a merchant for free, they're literally charging them nothing, and hoping they fire their pixel and hoping that they pay them. Like these are the heroes of the business, in my opinion, right? These are the people that are out there on the front lines taking the risks with their own money. And if you look at this business, especially from the media buying aspect, from a kind of a high level view, and you get out of the affiliate world and you look at this, you're like, hey dude, you want to spend your own money to send traffic to somebody else's website in hopes that a conversion happens and in hopes that they pay you? Like, no person in their right mind would say yes to that question. Like, right. That's the stupidest business in the world, but we do it every single day.
Yeah.
So this is why I think the respect needs to be given to the affiliates. And this is why, again, I think I was a key part of changing that inside of our business. Another thing I'm really proud of is all the people that have worked for me or been affiliates of ours that gone on to, build great companies, whether they're direct to consumer, whether they're other affiliate networks, whether they're ad networks. I've got a whole laundry list of people that I've impacted and helped over the years. And I don't need financial gain for those things, but it really makes me happy to see their success. And, they often come back to me and say, hey, you know what? Remember that talk we had however long ago, and you gave me these pieces of advice? I went and implemented it and changed my business. Like, I love that stuff. That stuff's super motivational to me. And then, whatever project or thing I'm building at this specific point in time. And for me, that's my product e-commerce company right now. And, did I have the ability and the skills to continually build bigger and bigger things is really what's super motivating and interesting. Because if you're like, hey, let's go build a $5 million a year business, I'd be like, that is nothing I am interested in. And you're like, let's go build a $5 billion a year business. I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
Right.
Once you build that business, then, what's after that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's harder, and doing it all from the ground up and really understanding all the moving parts and how it all works and learning all the stuff about it. Like, that's another thing that I enjoy, but, I pride myself in.
Jason, you've been an amazing guest. Honestly, one of the best interviews I've done so far. I'd love to have you back anytime. Before we let you go, we're going to play a quick little game called the OfferVault Hot Seat. This has nothing to do with affiliate marketing. We just want to get to know you as a person and have a little fun.
Hold on 1 second. Hey, Wes. Can you go? I'm on a video thing.
We'll probably keep that in the interview just to show your flex. It will show your flex a little. So the OfferVault Hot Seat, it's going to be 5 would you rather questions. Very straightforward. Going to get a little harder as we go. Any questions before we get started?
No, let's play it by ear.
All right, let's do it. Question 1. Would you rather only have one eyebrow or no eyelashes whatsoever?
I go one eyebrow.
Okay, I'd probably go no eyelashes just because I think it'd be less noticeable. But is there any reason you'd go one eyebrow, or that's just kind of what you feel?
I think your eyelashes keep things out of your eyes.
Wow.
Your eyebrows keep sweat out of your eyes, but
you're talking like dust and particles. Okay.
Yeah. So,
wow.
Moving to a situation where I have eye irritation constantly is probably
more important to me.
Question 2, would you rather permanently have pointy teeth or permanently bloodshot eyes?
I'm gonna go with the bloodshot eyes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're in San Diego. You might have bloodshot eyes all the time.
I do. I often do. Fairly dry.
Yeah, I would probably go with the bloodshot eyes as well. Pointy teeth is just a little too aggressive and not natural. No offense to our pointy teeth viewers out there. Question 3, would you rather have a cat with a human face or a dog with human hands as paws?
Oh, a dog with human hands as paws. I'd rather just have a dog, period. Human face and human hands. I don't even care.
I'm a dog guy. I'm a dog guy all the way.
Yeah.
Question 4, would you rather never need glasses or never have back pain?
I never have back pain for sure. I'm 6'5" and have back pain. I deadlift and stuff like that, and have bad back pain at times. And glasses I obviously wear already and don't overly bother me. Also seems very fixable, much more fixable.
Right.
When I go get LASIK or something like that. So I definitely pick the eyesight.
All right, final question of the OfferVault hot seat. Would you rather eat a raw habanero pepper or chug an entire bottle of mustard?
I'd go with the habanero pepper just because I like spicy stuff. Live in San Diego, eat hot sauce every day. Habaneros are a little much for me, but
you'll tough it out.
Yeah, I did just a short story on that. When my brother and I were growing up, we were like 9 years old, and my brother, 4 years younger than me, he bet me $10 that I couldn't eat this. I couldn't eat this pepper, and there was no internet at the time, so I went to the library and started researching what tranquilizes peppers, and I found out you can eat a spoonful of sugar after almost any pepper, and it will tranquilize the heat.
Whoa! So, I did not know that.
Yeah, so I ate the pepper, and then it ate a spoonful of sugar, and it didn't bother me at all, and I won the competition. So
what's the saying? A spoonful of sugar helps the pepper go down. Is that right? Jason, honestly, unbelievable guest. Thank you so much for being on the Affiliate Marketing Show. I just want to give you the floor for any final statements you'd like to tell our viewers about A4D or anything you want for that matter. Go ahead.
More about just OfferVault, man. You guys have been around for so many years. I'm glad you're still going. OfferVault was like one of the original affiliate anythings, right? I remember looking at OfferVault back in the day, probably 2005, 2006, that time period, looking for things to run, and it, answered so many questions for you in an industry that really is a black hole, right? Especially, it's much less so now, but especially in those days, it was really a black hole, and really the only point of information was OfferVault. And I just want to thank you guys for being around and doing the service that you do, and hopefully making experience better and serving your user base more and more, and growing as well. I'm happy to see you guys be successful and continuing on. On the A4D side, again, if you want to be a serious affiliate marketer and work with us, and you've got budget to spend and you're willing to go through iterative processes and these things, we'd love to have you. We'd love to work with you. We can point you in the right direction of offers and stuff like that. But I don't really have any. We've been around 11 years now. If you don't know who we are, I don't really have anything to pitch. I teach our affiliate managers, and my operations guys teach our affiliate managers to be consultants and more to help our affiliates than to constantly hammer them with offers and sell them. So if you're looking for a more consultative approach and an affiliate manager, we're probably a good home for you if that's the case. If you're looking for somebody that's going to tell you that this deal's killing it and you're going to get so rich, and that's not us. We're looking to build business partnerships with people that are willing to invest the time and effort to do the hard thing, which I know, being an affiliate and getting this stuff to work is definitely the hard thing. In addition to that, we've got some systems that help affiliates get started doing that hard thing and get them some momentum and some kind of a launch pad of things on certain offers. And we're happy to share that with whether that's audiences or on Facebook or some ad direction or lander direction or whatever it might be. So again, we really pride ourselves in being a consultative, high touch service type company. So we like to work with loyal people that want to work with us long term. So.
For Jason from A4D and myself, Josh from OfferVault, let's make that paper, let's make that dough. This was the Affiliate Marketing Show. See you next time, everyone.
Take care.